Hello, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. Thank you for joining me today. Today I thought I would share this pretty card with you using the Good Morning Magnolia bundle. Now this is one of those big bundles where you've got a double case stamp set and a huge number of dies as well. There's so much you can do with this stamp and die set, but also it coordinates with the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper, which is stunning. I'm not using it today, but it is stunning. Where's the card I shared? This is the card I shared on Saturday for a blog hop I took part in, and it's just beautiful. This Designer Series paper is gorgeous. Now, before I get on to making this card today, I do want to let you know that I have a retreat in a box which opens today, well, sign-ups opens today using this gorgeous suite. There's so much stuff in the retreat in a box that if I stood here and listed it all for you, one, I can't remember it all because there's so much, and I would be here for about 10 minutes. So there's loads and loads and loads. If you click into the blog post that's linked below, you will find a link over to my retreat in a box, and honestly it's £45, which also gets you your bonus days voucher for July, because that's back. So every time you spend £45 in July, you get a £4.50 voucher to spend in August, which is fab, isn't it? So if you sign up for my retreat in a box, you'll also get that, and yeah, it's a good I'm really enjoying it. I've been designing things for it, and I've been really enjoying it. So let's get on with making this card, shall we? This uses the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set and the In Colour Designer Series paper. Now this card is in the Seaside Spray colour, but I've got a Rococo Rose version today. So this is Seaside Spray with some Native Navy and Blueberry Bushel. This one I have got Rococo Rose and Lovely Lipstick. So that's kind of the two sets of in colours for this year. So the Rococo Rose is new and the Lovely Lipstick is from last year. But I thought it was a really nice, kind of pretty colour combination that I kind of hadn't really considered until I needed to. This is Blueberry Bushel, this ribbon, and I was like, it needs to coordinate. It needs to be the same. And I happen to have loads of this. This is the Grosgrain ribbon in the in colours, and there are 5 different colours of this, so it comes in all 5 of those in colours from last year. So that's Blueberry Bushel, Lovely Lipstick, Pineapple Punch. I want to call it Cucumber Crush, but it's not. It's Call Me Clover. Cucumber Crush was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It was nice, that green. And Grapefruit Grove. So like I said, we've got Rococo Rose and Lovely Lipstick today, and shall we get started, because I've waffled for 3 minutes already. So I have got a card base in the Rococo Rose colour. Now I make all my card bases the same, so if I show you with, I know that's a two-tone cardstock, so if that's your one sheet of A4, I cut it down the middle sort of lengthways and then score it in half to make my card bases. Now the reason I do it this way is because it photographs better. If I'm making cards to send to anybody, I do them that way, just to be really awkward. And I've left my bone folder on the side of the room, so that's not going to sit quite right. Then I have got a piece of the Rococo Rose Designer Series paper from the In Colour pack of Designer Series papers. There's each one of the colour families has got a pack of this Designer Series paper this year, and it's beautiful. I love this piece with the script on, and even, I mean, that's nice, isn't it? So we've got that piece there that I've cut, so it's the same height as the card base and a little bit narrower. Then we've got a piece of Whisper White that's the same, and 2 pieces of scrap. So there's one for the sentiment and one for that flower that we need to die cut in a second. So let's get to stamping, shall we? There's a fair bit of stamping to do today. So I need to stamp on all 3 pieces of Whisper White. We'll put that card base off to one side. And we're going to start off with this really big flower. Now, this is where I've got a little bit of contraband, because I haven't got a block big enough, Stampin' Up block big enough for this stamp. This stamp is big. It needs the big background sized block, which I don't own. So I've got a Paper Mania one. But, it's still a block. It'll do the same job. And I'm going to ink this up in Rococo Rose. Now normally I take my stamp to my ink, but because it's so big I'm not. I'm going to use it like a background stamp and take my ink to the stamp rather than the stamp to ink. So there's that. And I'm going to stamp that straight down, straight up, like so. Isn't that so pretty? I mean, just that on its own, it's gorgeous. Then I need my lovely lipstick, and I am going to stamp the kind of Magnolia Bud stamp. So it looks like that. Isn't that really pretty? I love this stamp set. So that's going to go on that scrap of Whisper White there. And then I have got one that is 10 centimetres by 2.5 centimetres tall, and it's specifically that because I need it for the sentiment. So that thank's going to go straight in the middle, just like that. So, oh, get that closed. Now, this die set, there's quite a few dies in here, and they don't all coordinate with stamps in the stamp set. So you've got that big Magnolia die that will cut out that Magnolia stamp that we've stamped already. You've got this one, which we need to die cut that flower, just like that. And these are the new style dies from Stampin' Up, so they do die cut a little bit differently, but they're still super straightforward. Then you've got some nice leaves that I have already gone ahead and die cut from some lovely lipstick cardstock. Now these are just beautiful. They're really intricate, very nice. You've got two big ones and two small ones of the size die, so you can die cut multiples at a time, which is fabulous. Flower centres, leaves that coordinate with the stamp set, two of those. This pretty flower which layers together, and then you've got, and this is more of an orchid to me than a magnolia, but it's very pretty. And then you've got this lovely border piece as well. Now I haven't played with them all yet, but I will be as part of that retreat in a box. So there are, in that retreat in a box, I want to say there are 10 exclusive projects in there. There are 3D items, there's cards, there is some memory keeping, and a fabulous home decor piece as well. So before I go any further, I'm going to step away and I'm just going to die cut this flower. Now before I do that, let me just explain to you about these new dies. Now the old dies, you'd have seen a halo around the image with the die, because the cutting edge was right on this edge here, so you didn't kind of, where the edge of the die was, that's where the cut was going to be. These dies are a little bit different, so that cutting edge has gone in ever so slightly, but they do line up just as beautifully, and they do still leave you with that halo edge. What I do like about this is it means that you can ink blend over the die and get that nice white edge onto your image. I will do that at some point on a tutorial to show you. Right, let me go and die cut this and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I have now die cut that flower out of that piece, and I can put that die back on that sheet, otherwise I will lose it and it will, yeah, I'll never get it back. So then we've got the sentiment. Now I've got the triple banner punch to do the ends of this with. And I'm going to turn the sentiment over and turn the punch over just to make sure that I don't end up cutting too much off, because I don't want to lose too much of the length. This is one of those great punches because it's got grooves in it, so all I need to do is line up the cardstock in that groove, and then there, and I can see it from the back, and that's still in the groove, so I know that it's kind of, the points are central. This one I did hand cut, but because I've forgotten I owned a punch, basically. A bit silly. So let's get this card put together. Once you've got all the elements of this card, it does come together quite quickly. So bit of snail on the back of that designer series paper. I'm going to line it up with the top edge like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this piece of Whisper White. And I want it lined up kind of central. As central as I can get it by eye, because, yeah, not doing anything too complicated. Then we've got our leaves and our sentiment and that flower. And then we've also got two different kinds of ribbon on this card. So we've got the flax ribbon, which is white. And I am just going to just cut a length of that. And then, like I said, we've got that lovely lovely lipstick colour as well. So I'll decide where I want my sentiment, and I'm going to pop a little bit of snail straight down onto my card base that I can just pop that flax ribbon into. Then I'm going to take the sentiment piece, and I've got some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop two dimensionals, one on either end, and I can see then where that's going to go. I can then put another dimensional on the back of this flower and get that exactly where I want it. Do the same with the sentiment piece. Like so. Then we've got these three leaves. Now the easiest way I have found to adhere these leaves is with glue dots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the glue dot kind of on the base of the leaf. Now if you can see, I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up, but you can still see some of the glue dot underneath. Now that's absolutely fine, because I'm going to tuck them in, so we're not going to see them anyway. So, and glue dots are pressure sensitive adhesive, so you have to push on them to make them stick. So I'm going to just take that off with my take a pick tool, and I'm going to insert this one at the bottom, because that's where that ribbon of lovely lipstick is going to go. And then these two are going to go up at the top, like that. And then we just need a lovely little bow of a lovely lipstick. So I'm going to tie this, it's still actually attached to the reel, because I find it easier to do it this way. You're not wasting a load of ribbon, then you can kind of jiggle it about. Just like that. Trim that off. And then I want another glue dot for the back of that. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to fold the glue dot in half using that take a pick tool and kind of make a little ball. I'm going to stick the glue dot on the back and then the bow down like that, and that is a really pretty Good Morning Magnolia card. Thank you so much for joining me here at Stampin' by Hannah. Do pop over to my blog and check out the retreat in a box. I would love for you to join us. We're going to have a lot of fun. There is going to be a live element as well, so but I'm not going to tell you too much about that just yet, till I've got a few more details finalised. And yes, so thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.